Hi, this is Morley and this is the M-Wire with another La Palma update for the second time for November 24th, 2021. Folks, I have something to do tomorrow morning, so I may not get a chance to do another La Palma update, so I thought I'd do it now. I mean, unless something absolutely monolithic happens with La Palma overnight in the US, then I will even make a quick video to bring it to your attention. But unless that happens, I might not get to an update tomorrow morning, so I'm giving you an update here and now, as well as a little bit of business. Folks, I looked at my analytics, and to my shock and horror, 70% of you who watch my videos are unsubscribed to the channel. Folks, you need to hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you will be notified when I put out new content. Here's my promise to you. I will not send you a bill in the mail if you subscribe to my channel. I absolutely promise. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the earthquake activity on La Palma, but specifically, I want to talk about the depths of the earthquakes. I touched a little bit on this the other day, but I want to talk a little more about this because I think this is and could be more significant if this pattern continues. Now you see here this one earthquake of a depth of 63 kilometers. Then you see other shallower earthquakes, but then you see quite a few in the 30s. Now, folks, this could be evidence of magma rising. I will say this, time will obviously tell whether or not that's true, but let me tell you this as well. If we start seeing 4s and 5s in the 60-ish kilometer range for a depth, that absolutely is magma rising. What else could it possibly be? On a rather currently active volcanic island, there is no other logical explanation that this is definitely magma on the move and it's going to come out somewhere, some way. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Obviously, time will tell it whether or not that's the truth or not, but this is a disturbing trend, like the depth of these earthquakes. Like I say, if a big one happens at that depth, I don't think it's going to bode well for the island. That's just what I think, but I want to know what you think as well. Let me know in the comments below. Now, before I get into Volcano Discovery's report, a viewer brought it to my attention that Volcano Discovery itself actually does tours to volcanoes such as La Palma. So obviously they have a vested interest in downplaying the situation on La Palma. I didn't know that, but to that viewer, thank you so much for that information. That definitely puts things in perspective. I mean, I still like to look at Volcano Discovery's reports. I mean, they're trying to protect their business interests, folks. It's as simple as that, but they can't downplay it too much, otherwise people won't even regard them as an accurate source to get information from volcanoes anymore. I mean, that's the fine line they're walking, in my opinion. But we're going to see what they have to say, and we will deduce it. Activity continues with little changes but has been lowered today. Lava supply to the latest sea entry seems to have stopped after it had grown to approximately 5 hectares in size by last night. Active lava flows on the surface are in the area of La Laguna, where at least one of the fronts continues to invade some of the remaining islands of uncovered land. At the vents, mild fountaining and dense ash emissions continued most of the day, generating a plume that rose up to 4,300 meters altitude and continued to drift towards the east coast, disabling operations at the airport. The situation is likely to remain like this for the next few days, unfortunately. While causing problems on the east coast, the westerly winds create relief with better air quality for the plagued Erdian Valley and other areas of western side of the island. Volcanic tremor and likely the flux rate of magma have been at similar overall comparably low values as yesterday. There has not been significant ground deformation since yesterday except a slight deflation at the station closest to the volcano. Seismic activity has been much calmer than most days, with no quake at or above magnitude 4 occurring during 24 hours. Something that can change quickly though. The National Geographic Institute (IGN) recorded 72 earthquakes in total, out of which 5 were felt. Most of them, 48, occurred at deeper layer at depths of 30 kilometers or more. So that's what I was talking about, folks. We're experiencing a trend of deeper earthquakes, but at least Volcano Discovery admits that, you know, the magnitude of earthquakes can change relatively quickly, as we saw less than a week ago when we saw, you know, upper 4s and 5s and 300 earthquakes in a 24-hour period, and that was after a period of lesser activity. So I give Volcano Discovery some credence. At least they are willing to admit that this situation is fluid and can change on a dime. However, they are kind of leaning, as you can see, to a, you know, downtrend of the volcano overall. And I like to adopt a wait and see attitude if that actually transpires. That would take many weeks of diminished activity with no spikes, no nothing, just nothing but calming down for me to draw that conclusion. But folks, regardless of what does or doesn't happen, you need to have a plan in case the worst does happen. You need to have a bug out bag, you need to have a tank of gas at least, and you need to have a place to go. Because if the worst does happen and the island cracks in half and there's a mega tsunami, you will have 8 to 9 hours to get to safety. And no, mainstream media will not tell you about this until it is well too late. You'll probably get an alert on your phone, maybe, you know, while there's still 2 hours to do anything, and that is in all likelihood too little too late for most people. Imagine trying to evacuate a major center like New York City in 8 hours. If it were a movie, it would be Mission Impossible, because it would be impossible. I don't even think you could even evacuate a quarter of New York City in 8 or 9 hours. But folks, be prepared. That is the most prudent advice anyone's going to give you today. But thank you so much for coming along with me to my update. Please remember to like, to comment, to share, and to subscribe, if you'd be so kind. Until the next update, God bless.